My attention today is the Tenet stuff. Have you followed that at all?
Yes. Why didn't we get in on that Russian teat? Why we would have suckled that commie money right off the bone. That Taylor would be raw if we.
All right. So Tenet is a publishing company, I guess you'd call it, and they own a couple podcasts. And also, the people that work for them include Tim Pool, Laura Southern, Dave Rubin, and there's two more I can't remember them very well. But these like influential right-wing podcasters, and they were basically being paid to parrot Russian talking points. The money was outrageous. Tim Pool was getting $100,000 an episode, according to the indictment by the Department of Justice. Yeah, so
it's a ton. For a podcaster, it's a ton. Yeah,
and they're like, I didn't know Russia was behind it. Meanwhile, like when they're getting slow replies, they email like, "What time is it in Moscow?" They have their Google search history.
Even if like even giving all like the most leeway, like let's say all of us started getting paid mysteriously $200,000 each an episode. Like, do you think we'd be like, man, what a great new sponsor? And all we have to do is agree with these weird political talking points. Like,
all we have to do is say that Ukraine is America's #1 enemy, a point that Tim Pool was making. Did you see that video, Kyle?
I've seen the video, but I think linking the two together is hard because they're getting paid by those people. But Tim Pool's position is, I'm the victim here. I didn't know who these people. There's a shadow organization behind the business that's been paying us. We didn't know.
What is he saying? His understanding was
he's claiming he didn't know where the money came from, that
there was no script, that they were just being paid by this company. He's like, no one told me to say these thoughts. These are my thoughts.
I could
that
see
part
that,
is counter the indictment because they like Russia would say, hey, which of your guys in the lineup is willing to say this? And they're like, I forget if they called out Tim Pool or if it was like commentator number 3. I forget how it went, but they're like, yep, we got a guy on board who will parrot these Russian talking points for the money.
Well, but without using the word Russian, like.
Wouldn't he be curious though about where the money's coming? So he's saying that they didn't
know where the money's coming from.
Who wants me to say Ukraine is America's #1 enemy? I mean, it could. There's a long list of people who want me to tell my listeners that Russia's our friend and Ukraine is our enemy. I don't know.
What is his like actual position? Is like
I just said it. Like he
thinks Russia should be our friend, or just. Like what is?
Well, in his tweet today, he said he said he didn't say that. He said we're victims here. We didn't know who this company was and who was paying us this money. These are just how we feel. These are our takes on the issues at hand. By the way, fuck Putin. He can suck balls or whatever. So you might say something like that once a federal indictment gets leaked or whatever the fuck from the Justice Department, whatever the thing was. I don't know who's. I think it's somewhere in the middle. I'm not sure if Tim Pool is part of some. I know he's part of some Russian meddling plot, but I don't know how culpable he is in it. He could, if someone. I need to see the Russian person or the company's letter to Tim Pool saying, say this and that. I need to know what they told him to say, if anything, because without that, I don't see anything bad here at all.
I guess I'm like more critical when I see what I think amounts to like foreign interference in American politics. Like, so if like come on, like he didn't know what he was being paid for. Like that just doesn't seem believable. It's the same way like you see a politician and it's like, why is this dude from fucking Oregon a hardcore like pro-Israel guy? And then you're like, oh, I wonder why. Because he's taking money from AIPAC. Like I don't think you need like a direct 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thing to connect every little detail. I think you can just look and be like, all right, what is this person's talking points and who are they receiving money from? And if they align up, then it kind of gels. It makes sense.
No. See, I think sometimes it can be chicken and the egg, though. You say, why is this this politician getting this money from AIPAC? Oh, okay, that because he does this and that. I think it's the other way around. Maybe AIPAC is giving him money because he's like, hey, this guy believes in us. This guy supports the things that we believe in.
So, but wait, let me jump.
Comes out and brags.
Hold on, let me jump in. Mm-hmm. With politics, Kyle's point could hold water, right? Like, hey, Taylor always votes the way we like him to. Let's fund Taylor's campaign and make sure he continues to vote the way, like he continues winning because we like what this guy stands for. But when you talk about a podcaster, if he's already saying what you want them, what you'd like him to, why are you paying him? Mm-hmm. Why would they give him $100,000 an episode, 4 episodes a week, $100,000 an episode to say what he's already saying.
Yeah,
no,
and that's because it's useful by the people.
It looks bad. I need to see the script if there is one. I need to see, and surely they have it. Like if they've done this, what I need to see to understand the whole thing is what do they, Tim? They don't just send him a check and say have a good day. They send him a check and say we'd like you to talk about these points, or we'd like you to give your thoughts on this situation, or we want you to set bullet points. We want you to say this: Ukraine, enemy of the United States. We want you to say this: Russia, a conservative Christian, place with ideals that most Americans find appealing. Putin, strong, bold leader, and then maybe some like America did this, that, some whataboutism. Look at all these times America stepped their foot in somebody else's pond. If there's a script like that, it's like, oh, you're a propagandist. You might be an enemy of our country, sir. Like, I need to see that part. That's so important to knowing if anybody's wrong.
Like, I don't feel like you even need to see it for a lot of these propagandists. Like, I just extend it further than Tim Pool. Like, I think these politicians who take money from foreign lobbies are propagandizing on behalf of those foreign lobbies. When I see Tim Pool, if he's doing this and he's saying a bunch of pro-Russian talking points and he's getting money from a Russia-adjacent organization, and he's just seemingly like, oh, suddenly I make $400,000 more a week for saying these things. Like
1.2 million. He is 1.6 million. Oh, yeah, you're right.
That is a propagandist. Like, that's propaganda. Like, yeah, like you can just look at people's behavior and who's funding them, and then dictate, oh, why is this person, so worried about Israel or Ukraine or some foreign country? Oh, it's because they're taking money from lobbyist organizations that promote that.
Yeah, you have to extend them a lot of goodwill to be like, Russia's paying them to do these talking points, but they do it for free. That is extraordinary amount of you give Tim Pool some credit when it's probably not deserved.
Yeah, a lot of these people are just lying propagandists.
I wouldn't just say that. All I need is I need to see what the contract looks like, or what the proposals look like. Before I see that, I wouldn't want to.
I'd like to see that. That's a high level of proof. But I in court, I like it. We're talking about court, not public opinion. Yeah, I want to know what other information they have.
Yeah, I mean, we've got way more. It's just like the Dr. Disrespect thing. Like, man, I really would like to see those text messages, because then I could. You never know when someone else is being too prudish. Not in the Dr. Disrespect thing, by the way. I'm not necessarily. But sometimes people are like, oh, can you believe these foul text messages? And it's like, oh, that's not so bad. What are you talking about? We're going to ruin him over this? I just want to see it. I'd feel so much more comfortable standing in judgment of someone if I saw what the actual meat and potatoes of what they were being told to do, or even understood how it worked. Like, I don't know if his company's being paid and the money is for many things. Like maybe there's I admit to you, there's a hole there. In this quid pro quo. It's like, wait a minute, they gave him the money, then he said the pro-Russian stuff. This seems pretty open and shut case. But I don't know enough about his show or what his company or what they do there or what they talk about to know if the money could be explained away some other way, some other sponsorship thing. But it looks bad, and it's crazy that it's on such a big stage right before the election.
Dude, any kind of lobbying,
Department.
Foreign lobbying should not be allowed. Like,
really?
Foreign influence in our election needs to get in our politics. We got to shut that down.
Here's my question, Taylor. I'm not. This isn't a gotcha. There's no right or wrong answer as far as I know. But I heard Destiny say that when someone interferes with elections or tries to change America's culture for, say, Russia's benefit, is a kinetic response justified? Destiny says yes. And I'm like, kinetic response? He's talking about bombs and missiles and shit. Is it okay to reply with force to, I don't know, IT crimes?
I don't know. I guess it depends on implications of it. But surely if Destiny has an opinion that strong about these retards taking money from Russia, then he would have the same opinion about much more powerful foreign lobbying groups on a much larger scale doing it in the US, right?
You thinking of APAC when you say that? Yeah. Any
sort of influence from a foreign country, that's crazy. We can't allow that. Like, no, it's got to work on behalf of Americans. Having a whole lobby working on behalf of another country, that's bananas, dude. That's crazy. That's insane.
When you start talking about state actors, like the money's a lot. I mean, like, I'll make it up. Like Nokia is only willing to pay so much to influence American politics, but Russia or China, like, if you told me China would pay $1 trillion to choose the president, maybe.
Well, if they got maybe not between the two candidates. If they get, we pick Wang. He's a great president for you. Okay, Wang is the best.
I love America.
I'm America Wang.
Got his eyes taped open eating hot dog.
I got lost in the big numbers, but $1 billion, yeah. I bet they'd pay $1 billion to choose between even the current two. Like if they could only choose, they might pick one or the other for $1 billion.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know who they pick.
We've seen billionaires drop money like that. Didn't Zuckerberg put $300 million into Georgia alone for get out the vote in 2020 for the Democrats?
I don't know. I know crazy. Musk pledged $45 million a month for Trump, but then backed out.
And he was like, "Nah, I got the PR I wanted out of that.
Yeah,
so now I'm gonna do a little quiet back."
Trump already flip flopped on electric vehicles, so I'm just gonna back out.
Yeah. I think he's happy with the electric vehicle flip flop because it didn't really apply to Teslas because it was something about his vehicles are so expensive it wasn't even going to bother him. Something about the tax credit being for vehicles under 35 grand or something. I did see him flip flop like the next 2 days later. He was at some building and they're like, "Hey, so you're giving $45 million to Trump a month?" No, no, won't be doing that. I don't want to interfere with any elections. And he just like walks away with his tism. You know, he's an odd guy. He's fun to watch on the mic. Sometimes he's so bad that you're like, oh my God, it must be atrocious to be in a meeting with this guy. And then occasionally it's like, I don't know, he has his coffee or something. And he's pretty poignant and he can get his point across well, but it's not all the time.
He loves like boomer memes. Like
he's conservative,
like memes that would fit in like 10 years ago. Like they would have been outdated 10 years ago.
He doesn't have a great sense of humor. His humor isn't very witty, I would say. When I see the stuff he retweets, it's like that's like a 6 out of 10 on the witty scale there. That's a little too on the nose what you're doing there. And then sometimes it would just be flat out wrong. It's like, man, you're tweeting out something that's like factually wrong.
Yeah. You prefer the kind of tweets that I share with you, like Biden and Trump AI'd into a Chinese duet.
Dude,
I was high the other night and I must have watched that 10 times.
It's Trump and Biden as they came out on the debate stage, but they've used the AI to make their mouths sing some romantic Chinese ballad to one another. And it's like that. It's like old ancient Chinese, like string music playing in the background. I don't know how else to describe it. And it's pretty convincing. I thought it was real the first time I saw it.
It's so realistic when they're fading, like star wiping over the snowy Chinese background.
I thought that was real. It got me.
You got to be careful, man. You didn't know that either of our candidates had those kind of pipes.
No. I get fooled by CGI. I watched
the look Twister carefully. Movie. Biden had too many knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I knew.
They got to figure that one out. It's
good they haven't. That's what we're hanging our hat on.
Either. I give him a pass. Very difficult. I think Mickey Mouse had it nailed.
I think Mickey Mouse goes into like the what do they call it?
Public domain.
Public domain at some point pretty soon, right? Or did they?
10 years ago, it was due, and they changed copyright law so that it doesn't expire.
I wonder how they got that law changed.
If only there was some way to buy laws.
Yeah, I saw people. I put that Russian boot deep down my gullet, and I lick it and I suck it, and I go, "You take your time, and when you need more money, you let me know because I'm a real deal gamer."
Kyle, you're showing them. You got it.
No, I don't know what else. It's a good fucking game, man. It's really fucking fun. What can you say? Like it's so cool to build that.
Wow, Kyle's on the fucking Tim Pool pay train. Clearly,
right?
Oh man, I wish
he's low key making $100,000 an episode.
I'd take their money too. Like I would tell you all kinds of lies. Oh, man, y'all just gotta understand. Like Russia is the way.
I don't believe the money. it seems so high. Like, okay,
It does seem high.
The total budget was 10 million, which I can kind of get on board with. I'm having a hard time. He was getting $100,000 an episode 4 times a week. They say 10 million to run out quickly.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Like from an ROI perspective.
I don't know what to make of this. Like, was he not paid for some of the episodes he shilled for them? I'm mixed, but
yeah, no idea.
Part of me is like, you scumbag, you hurt America for $100,000, and part of me is like, wait, $100,000 4 times a week? I mean, how much would I be hurting America? Who takes me seriously?
You know what?
If I don't take this money, someone else is going to do it.
And you know the thing about America, it's strong and resilient. It'll be fine. I can't take down America.
Surely not.
But for $400,000, I'll damn well try. I'll do my best. Like I always say, like all my values go out the window if I could just fuck
get $400,000.
AOC. Yeah, if AOC wants it to be true, it's like, AOC is mommy. If she needs me to, like, I'll be the guy who empties the bucket of aborted fetuses. Like whatever you need me to do. like I don't care. Like I'm all on board. Green energy, fucking like.
Would you start saying Latinx?
Latinx?
Latinx.
I think they pronounce it. I think it's Latinx.
Latinx. No, it's not a fucking space program.
I say Latinx.
I can't tell if Taylor's joking. You didn't think it was pronounced.
I'm being a little silly, but like,
thank you. I'm being a little autistic.
But
Latinx, the first beaner on the moon.
We anticipate to get our team north of the border by 2025. It's like this has nothing to do with space. No sooner than 2025.
Yeah, I don't even think
we are so close. Just need $100 billion more dollar.
I think that's
we are not lying to you.
I think that's some white lady bullshit. I don't think any Latins actually want to be Latinx. I don't think any human beings want to be referred to as Latinx.
Of course they don't. That's fucking liberal woman stuff. No one actually.
I really don't. Like I bet the guy that cuts my grass. Hey, are you Latinx?
Yeah. I think it was well-meaning white guilt.
That's probably what he said.
Actual Latinos are like, don't do that.
Yeah. So you're but if she wanted me to, I'd be Latinx.
You'd be Latin?
Yeah.
You know what? I think you'd be a Latin king.
I mean, I'd be a Latin queen if she wanted me to be. Like, whatever she needs from me. Would
you put dubs on your Camaro? Spinners?
I feel like she'd want me to put airbags on there and like have it jumping and bopping, right? Like doing a dance. Like that's the Spanish.
I'm getting my bad financial decisions mixed up.
Yeah, that's the other team that wants to put the big old rims on there.
The other team. They're classic rivals.
Yeah, I mean, we face them every year in the finals.
Is she married?
Nah, don't know.
No, she's single and ready to mingle. She's just out there with big old ass, big old titties, just looking.
I can't believe she's true single. I bet
big old crazy eyes. She got them crazy eyes.
She does. She gets a lot of those white of the eyes showing. Not a good look. Someone needs to tell her and be like, "Hey, close those eyes a little bit."
No, fuck that. Open them up wide. I want to see them peepers. She looks like a great white shark when it bites.
I don't know if I like that.
They close their eyes when they
over
bite.
white.
They do close their eyes when
they roll their eye. No, they roll their eyes back and they cut that protective.
Okay, fucking Petey pedantic.
I don't think that's right.
Robert Shaw told me it was. They roll over white. And all the screaming in the fight.